live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. Focusing on the lives, experiences, and viewpoints of motherlode women, the show features a rotating cast of 4 women of all ages and from all walks of life. Quick, upbeat, and fast-paced with a variety of topics, this 1-hour show will be aired live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. Tune in, it's just between us.
Speaking of balloons.
Good morning. Speaking of playing balloons with their nose, here we are.
Hi, Doug.
The 3 of us talking about doggies and playing with balloons. Good morning. Welcome to Just Between Us. I'm Susie from Volcano.
I'm Sandy from Jackson.
And good morning, I'm Martha from my own in Jackson.
Okay, girls, first 2 topics are what?
Oh, let's wake up. Let's wake
wake
up.
up.
It was cold this morning.
17 degrees
It's
when I
like-
was coming down
I
the
was
road.
like, oh no.
Being politically correct.
Okay, number 6.
Sete in Italian.
6.
This is interesting. Do you feel that there are those who are politically correctness opportunists?
Okay, and the next
Oh,
topic,
absolutely.
because I didn't understand.
Media and the social highway. Oh, heck.
Number 2.
What media source do you feel does the best at reporting the facts?
Okay.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Me.
We're all set, Martha. Okay, we're gonna discuss these 2 when we come back. So stay with us, and we'll catch you on the flip side of 2.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Between us.
Thank you, Sarah. Welcome back to Just Between Us. Ladies, our first one is being
Politically correct. Do you feel that there are those who are politically correctness opportunists?
Absolutely.
Yes,
I think that
you
there's
hear
a
'em
lot
every
of them.
day.
You hear them every day. If you criticize the president, you are either prejudiced or you're a racist. When I see the president, when I hear my president speak, I see the president of the United States. When you start pointing out color, then you're the one that's the racist and you're the one that's prejudiced, because you have to use his color to make a point. And the part that I just don't get all the time is that he was raised by white grandparents and he had a white mother. So why do people have to point all these, why do we have to keep going through all this? He's a president of the United States, period. Get it over with. Racism and a person's religion, they use Romney's religion against him, and I bet you that there's not a lot of people doing that now.
You know, I always use Margaret Dalton's saying. Margaret Dalton had it saying, the human race is the...
Yes, and she was very wise in saying that.
Yes.
Because you know
There's
why?
only
Because she
one-
didn't have a prejudiced or a racist bone in her body.
Exactly.
And I think that the time has come
The
where...
only race is the human race.
Yeah.
You know, that's
if
just,
you're going to criticize someone, I think that you should be able to criticize them, and then the person that turns to you and says, well, you don't like them just because that they're Italian or they're black or they're this. Kennedy went through it being Catholic. You know,
Oh.
I mean, come on. You are being an opportunist. You are being a politically correct opportunist, and you're being personally you're taking it to the nth degree.
I am so sick of political correctness in
I am too.
in the sense that is now coloring our judgment and doing things. Everybody is terrified that they are going to be considered a homophobic or racist,
Right.
or not green enough, or it's gone to the nth.
You know,
things can totally change
Yes.
because of the races getting together. And a lot of people don't like the races getting together.
Too bad. Who
You
makes
know?
who makes
You
these
know?
people God? That's
Yeah,
the part I'm saying.
Well, the
Exactly.
thing is,
Exactly.
the thing is, why color what we do politically, bills passed, taxes collected, how we live our lives, based on a few minority ideas, based on the majority to the people. There is right now, because of political correctness, a few is dictating to the many. Because people are afraid to be perceived as something. Get over it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just, I get so
And
upset
for
with
instance,
that. Just get over it.
Sandy, I have heard people say, about people that being homophobic or being racist or whatever. I have heard those people, when they get mad, what's the first thing that comes out of their mouth? They call that person either a homophobic name or a name that they shouldn't be
Well,
throwing
look at
out.
Alan Baldwin.
Yeah.
You can't have it. This is a guy who was going to, quote unquote, when George Bush got elected, leave the United States.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Hello, he's
shoulda
still
left.
here. You know, maybe he
shoulda
couldn't
left.
sell his house.
And what's the first,
I don't know.
And
but-
what's the first thing that comes out of his mouth? 2 or 3 times he's already referred to somebody as a homosexual slur.
Yes.
When he has no right to say that. So you know what? Get rid of him. And when people don't go to his movies anymore, then they understand. You know, you turn around and you talk about other people and you take terrible shots at certain politicians. Now it's your turn.
Well, the thing is, like you said movies. Okay, let's take the Hollywood scene. If you're a conservative in Hollywood, you don't mention it because unless you're a big guy
Clint Eastwood.
like Clint Eastwood or
Right.
something like that. I mean, up in that stratosphere.
Right.
You can't get a work. There used to be a woman that was on a TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. When Elizabeth Dole ran for president,
Yes.
she was a big Elizabeth Dole backer. You don't see her on television anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's such a narrow-minded type ideas in certain industries.
Well, you know, when
and
you're
certain
a
businesses.
minority, you learn to keep your mouth shut sometimes, because you're the one that's going to get banned. You know,
See,
in many ways. When I first came to this country, you know, I got every name you can think of.
What?
Okay, but you know,
Because
my
you dealt with
my
ignorant
goal
people.
was. I knew where I was wanted. I knew what I wanted.
And
I
you
knew
know what,
where I
Martha?
was going.
You are more
And I
successful than
knew-
all those people that said anything
and
to
I,
you.
you know, I learned to take people and say, you know,
Yeah.
that this is the way
My
it is.
grandparents went through that. My
Let's go
parents were
through it,
raised in
you know.
a bilingual home, bilingual. So when they went to school, they spoke half English, half Italian. People made fun of them or whatever. But they didn't look at it that they were making fun of them because they were Italian. It's because these people didn't understand.
Do you know what I used to do, Susie, with my children? My children were not allowed to speak Spanish out in public unless we were at home.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid that they were going
Right.
to treat, but
I totally
wanted
understand
to
that.
make sure
Well,
that they
Because
learned
that's what people did to
our
you.
language, yes.
And that's
See,
wrong.
for me, growing up in Los Angeles, I grew up literally right next to East LA.
Yeah.
So I went to school. I was like you know, over 50% of my low grade school
Mm-hmm.
was Hispanic. I never grew up thinking Hispanics was anything else than just my
Then
neighbor.
just- right.
That's
You
right.
know,
Exactly.
and that's how I grew up looking at people. I look at the people. If I don't like you because you're AH, you know, it's because you are.
That's exactly it. It
Not
has
your
nothing-
color.
I
It
think
has nothing to do with
I
your-
think it depends on what comes out of people's mouths.
Yep.
That you say something, you know.
Oh, I've said things
or
in my
their-
life.
or
Oh,
their
I'd be the
actions.
first one to tell you
Or
I've
their
said things.
actions,
but,
you know.
But I would never say anything to a person's face and hurt them like that. Never.
You know,
That's just wrong.
There's no one who.
But we've gone overboard with
Yes.
the political correctness
And
thing.
so people have jokes.
Yeah.
Do you know what a canceled check is?
Yeah.
An abortion. Thank you.
Oh God.
Because I'm Czech.
Oh,
You know,
God.
I used to get
We-
that.
We got to move on.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Okay, the next
Where
one.
you going?
We got another
topic.
topic. All right, okay.
Relax, Mama.
The media and the
I want it to
social
be over.
highway.
The media on the
Okay,
social.
what media source do you feel does the best at reporting the facts? I think still newspapers.
Yeah, because
but-
they have to do the research.
Newspapers, as from I used to work with people who were reporters that went to work for the police department. And they always says they had to have at least 3 independent sources before they could take their story to their editor, because they couldn't have corroborating witness. They had to have 3 independent if they were breaking a story.
Not like the National Enquirer and those
Things, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's still
I read,
taught in
I
journalism
read,
today.
Because I like their
don't know.
crossword puzzles, so that's why I read.
No, I just read them when I'm standing in the line at the grocery store.
You know what? I think that there are.
I love looking at the fat pictures. It makes me
Yeah,
so
me too.
much better with celebrities.
You know what? I think that I don't care if it's the cable
snort, snort.
or the radio, whatever. If they make mistakes, if they come back and they correct their
Do the
mistakes,
correctness.
that's the only thing I care about. I don't care if it's in print. I don't care if it's over the radio, if it's on television or whatever. If you've made a mistake, or you say allegedly, or perhaps, but we're still reporting, then I have faith in that type of reporting.
The only things I wish that we had in this country, which they have in certain other countries, is during a trial, not to report on the trial, because it can taint so much.
Yeah.
In England, you
Well,
can't report on a trial.
Absolutely. Look what happens here before they go to trial. So much about even their past rap sheet, whatever. But it can't be. They can't bring it into a court of law.
It's like in the O.J. trial. We had a witness who saw him in the Bundy location.
Right.
We couldn't use her because she had went to a tabloid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so she was used in the grand jury, which is why we got the grand jury indictment. But we couldn't use her in the trial because she had, in the interim, she
Right.
had went to a tabloid.
Once you go to a tabloid, it's done.
I think when there's a major cases and stuff like this, that's when the media should back off.
The one that I like is the internet.
The internet, the problem is it's unless you can delve into the deep part of the article, the sound bites.
Well,
are
I
misleading.
I just don't have time to sit down and read a newspaper anymore. So I just kind of go through it real quick, to
Sure.
see some of the things that I'm interested. Like yesterday, somebody called me to tell me, because I don't watch TV that much, and somebody called me to tell me, "Did you hear that Mandela passed away?" I said, "No." So
Yeah.
I went into the internet to try to
Yeah.
find
I
out what
go-
happened, and that's how I get my news.
Yeah, I go into the internet and literally read the newspapers that are online, like the Washington Post, or
Post,
Times,
right.
and New York Times.
I do
and
too,
stuff.
but I do it on the internet.
Yeah, because I'm not going to pay the fee. And then I like where it's, you want to read the rest of this article, you got to pay for it. I go, well, no, thank you very much.
No,
and I
but
go
you
back
get
out.
enough of the facts that
it.
you can be
well,
able
you're
to do
supposed
that.
to in a first article, the who, what, when, where, and how, all supposed to be in within the first two paragraphs.
Who, what, why, where, when, and weapons. That's what I remember. When you were in Mexico, weren't you a reporter?
I was a reporter for a newspaper when I was
Cool.
16 years old.
Yeah.
You would not believe the difference in a reporter in Mexico back then and a reporter here in the United States, because they would send me to take pictures of dead people, or if they found out that there was a doctor doing abortions, I was supposed to go take pictures and talk to the doctors and the nurses and just get all
And
the
you were 16
information.
years
I was
old?
16 years old.
My God.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that-
Didn't
that
do it
could've-
for too long. That was
That
they
could have
sent
been
me.
very dangerous.
And you can drive in Mexico. Back then, I drove at 16.
I'll be darned.
Everywhere. And it wasn't as crazy as it is now in
Yeah.
Tijuana,
Yeah.
But what's his name? Albert, the one with the trumpet?
Oh,
Herb
yeah.
Albert. Herb
yeah.
Albert.
I did a,
The Tijuana Brass.
yes,
Yeah, I love him.
I did a report on him.
He was
Oh,
a very
really?
handsome
Yes,
man.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is he
he-
still alive?
I believe so.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean that I did so much in my lifetime that sometimes I look back and I think, wow, really? I
There
did
you
all
go.
that kind of stuff?
I always thought maybe, because I did work with writers, so I learned a lot by reading what they wrote, because I had to retype it onto
Your report.
the reports. But now, 15 years after I retire, I'm lucky if I can string a sentence together that's more than 5 words. I mean, really, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Absolutely. We got to pick 2 more topics.
Oh, now I can?
You can.
Yeah, now you can. Now
Hey,
oh my God.
listen, after waking up this morning with this cold, I was like, not cold, but I mean, it was so cold
Oh, it
outside.
was.
My brain froze.
Okay, would you consider roll the dice, please?
Oh, you see what I mean? Number 3.
Take a dance lesson.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
I
Okay.
would love to.
And
And
the
a
next
free
one?
for all.
And we have a free-for-all.
Okay,
Oh,
so what
okay.
we're going to do is, Martha, you want to take the first free for all?
Sure.
Okie doke, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss would you consider taking dance lessons, and Martha's going to throw something on the table that she wants us to talk about.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
Welcome back to Just Between Us, and we're going to do our first topic first. Would you consider?
Taking dance lessons.
Absolutely. I love to dance. I'm not a good dancer, but I would love to take dance lessons.
Well, you know, one of the best exercise dances are out there is
Yes.
tap dancing.
Really?
Oh yeah, I took tap when I was a kid.
Me too.
Well, see, I was such a klutz.
Tap
Literally, I couldn't literally walk and chew gum at the same time. I couldn't walk without gum. I mean, it was pathetic. I mean, I was the
I
klutziest
love
kid you
tap
ever-
dancing. The thing now that if I try, I have breasticles. So, you know, they go in your face or whatever, and then it's terrible. But tap dancing and dancing's the best thing for senior citizens.
I wish. That's why I wish we had a juniors college here or something. And at nighttime they had sneak classes for adults. I mean, or at least the high school opened up at nights for things, you know. I mean, but taking dance lessons is a really good exercise, especially
It's
for elderly,
wonderful.
for both sexes as you get older, because you use muscles you don't realize.
I tried going to jazz, no, not jazzercise. Jazzercise. It was a little bit too much for me. So.
Well, that's exercising to music, which
Yes,
is fun.
Which
But
is fun.
But
dancing,
it was hard. It was very, very hard.
what is your favorite dance?
Everything. I just
I
love
think
dancing.
I think
you put
that
the
the
music on and I'm dancing.
I
and
think
I don't know
that
what
the
I'm
Latin dances, the Argentine tango,
Oh, that takes years to learn.
oh, that's unbelievable. I like the regular tango as compared to the Argentine tango.
Yeah, but even
there are
both
too many kicks.
tangos, I mean, I understand that they have degrees of learning ability on
Right.
the tango. You have to take tango lessons for like 20 years to get
I like
it
the
right.
samba, the rumba,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cha-cha. Cha-cha's my
you know,
favorite.
all of that.
Remember
kinda-
the stroll?
All of
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
music, all of that kind of music, you just move to the sound.
Well,
you know,
what I-
either you have it or you don't.
You know what?
You know,
I
plain
can-
and simple.
When the music's on, honey, I can get down. It's getting all this back up again.
You
That's
know,
the problem.
Sometimes I wonder. I listen to music. Sometimes I have gone places where they playing the music, and my body just keeps going.
That's good.
Oh, I used to love
You
to
know,
dance.
and I see other people just sitting there listening to the music, like their blood doesn't.
It's
move, you know, and
well,
I'm
that's,
sitting
that's,
there like-
that's my husband, because I made the
Mine
mistake
too.
20 some odd years, almost 30 years ago, of saying, gee, you have no rhythm. From that day forward, he has never asked me to dance.
Oh,
But he'll ask his cousin Belinda to dance. Hi, Belinda.
Oh, so,
Belinda.
so he does dance.
Oh, well, Belinda, yeah, but he won't dance with me.
but it's your fault.
Yes, it is.
You
It is.
told
Now,
him
I,
he
now,
has
I
no
ha- now I
rhythm.
have to say something. It's embarrassing, but I will say it.
Uh-oh.
Saturday nights, John and I sometimes watch Polka Party because I love to watch those old people. They're great.
Oh, okay. I grew up dancing
The
the polka
polka.
because I'm Bohemian. Hello. And we used to every other year go to Chicago, where there is like
The Polka
the
Fest.
Polkos Fest. Yes. And
I
but
like it.
I was actually out. We met up with our friends in Texas. And there's a place in Texas that has this big German Oktoberfest in
Right.
Texas, because there's a lot, believe it or not, there's a lot of Germans in Texas. And we got up, and so Tony goes, Tony's from Germany, and he goes, you want to dance? And it was a polka, because I guess Kathy didn't know how
What
to
is
dance.
the polka?
A polka
Polka?
is
Very
a folk
li-
dance,
very lively dance.
It's
The
a very-
Italians do it. Well, it started over
But
with
it's done to, it used to be accordions and other
Yeah.
instruments.
Oh, okay.
RFD TV, Molly B's Polka Party, every Saturday night about 7
Okay.
o'clock.
Or on
8
Saturdays, you can watch Lawrence Welk, which
yes.
was, oh my God.
That's the polka. That's the polka. Oh, okay.
my
I get it.
Lawrence
Lawrence
played-
Welk, George Buck was a great polka dancer.
Yes.
Oh,
okay,
my
okay.
God.
Anyway, but I grew up dancing.
Very fast.
Yes, and then all the relatives would come up. Oh, Sandy, you did such a good job. My cheeks were just like.
The funniest one I saw on the polka party dance, this older woman was out there, and she was very tall, slender, and she had so much energy, and she kicked her leg up, and she had on Depends. It was hysterical. John and I looked, and I went, "Oh my God, she's got on Depends! I love this woman. She's out there," and you could hear her crinkle on the TV. It was the best thing I had.
God,
She
that
was
is too
adorable.
funny.
So every blasted week, if she's on there, I go, there she is, and now I'm getting to where there's certain couples on there.
Oh,
But I'm telling you what, now, polka is very popular in Texas, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people, polka, they do the waltz.
Yeah, there's a lot of versions of it. Yes.
They integrate the two-step with it's.
But I
it's
used
great.
to know the songs in Czech.
Oh boy, that's sad.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't
That's sad.
remember them now.
Austin, you want to take polka dancing with me?
He probably doesn't even know what
He
the
says,
heck
forget
that
it.
is.
Go to
Let's
the next
go to
topic.
the next
All right.
topic.
You want to talk about the stress of the holidays
Oh,
and
the
all the
stress of-
different things
you know,
that are going on.
When I was younger, I remember just being so stressed. Every time we had a holiday, there was a big fight
Mm-hmm.
between me and Jose because everything was left after me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why are we the ones that get, I mean, who says that it's our responsibility to do everything for the holidays? You know,
Because guys think holidays are bah humbug.
no, but I mean, no.
Well, it's a
seriously,
mommy's
is it
job.
still that way, or do fathers have changed now?
They've
where
changed.
they-
Fathers have
where-
changed now. You have men going out and doing a lot of shopping. You have men that know how to change a diaper
Well,
and start
no,
dinner.
No,
Well,
they do
that I
that
know.
because they just want to get away from the old lady.
That I know, but I'm thinking, I remember, very, very. I learned to let the stress down now because I only do what I want now.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
Back then, it had to be that I had all the kids. Just imagine all my kids. There were
And you
like
had nine of them.
kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I had the
Bless you, my
business,
child.
and then I had all my employees, and I had all my friends. I still do, but now I only do what I want to do. It's not like I have a responsibility that I have to do it,
Right.
like before.
Right.
You
I
know.
hear
My
you.
mom had a timeline, and that house, every inch of the house was decorated. Okay.
God.
And when I got older, it fell onto me to help her.
Oh no.
And my dad always, invariably, he was much older than my mom, 20 some odd years. The stress of her going crazy always invariably made him sick, and the doctor
Yeah.
always made a house call.
Oh.
I mean, that's when doctors
Yeah.
used to make house
And
calls.
yeah.
It was just like he just preferred to get ill and lay in bed and let her do her thing.
Let her nut up and go at it.
Yeah.
I learned in my lifetime that, if there's anybody out there that is younger people, learn to just do the best that you can. Relax. If something's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong
These
no matter
people that
what,
go to the store, now they're using tasers. I saw this woman, she
Oh,
tased
yeah.
another
Oh,
person.
like the Friday.
It's called the internet, people. Order it online.
like
Absolutely,
the
that's what they
Friday-
tell you.
Friday.
Black
what is it,
Friday.
Black Friday, yeah.
I don't think I have ever been to a Black Friday.
No, I haven't.
One
know,
time, and I
you
will
know,
never go.
Or
My
cyber-
neighbor,
yeah,
I
no.
have a neighbor that
Yeah.
that lives for shopping. It's like it's in her blood.
Oh, really?
So the day after
I
Thanksgiving,
know who it is.
she said to me, "You do?" She says to me, she goes, "We're going to leave here at 5 o'clock. The store opens at 6:37 down in Folsom."
Holy cow.
Oh,
You
my
said,
God.
I don't-
Not without
Never-
coffee. Not without
Never,
coffee.
no, never again. No, you need to be drunk
No.
to go to those things.
I have never
People
done it.
are bizarre.
I mean,
they're bizarre.
where are they getting the money? I thought that the economy was supposed to be like.
Well,
it-
what I actually heard is no one's saving because you can't make any money in the banks
Yeah.
anymore, so they just spend it.
Wow.
Personally, instead of buying Christmas presents, if you have a
Give 'em-
mortgage, pay down your mortgage.
the
But
mortgage,
yeah,
yeah.
but
It's becoming too,
But see, then here we go. Now we're being the bah humbug because Christmas
Yeah.
is about giving.
Yes.
But now I'm getting to the point now.
Talk about giving. I
Yes.
don't want to forget. I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
Susie.
No, you go right ahead.
Today, Friday, at Jose's, the sheriff's department, it does a toy drive
Wonderful.
Oh,
every
okay.
year. Okay, I'm giving, selling my luncheon specials, which is 8 luncheon specials that are $6.50 each. If you bring an in wrap toy, I take $5 off your luncheon
Wrap
special.
or unwrap?
And wrap.
Unwrap.
And wrap, yeah.
Okay.
And so I take $5 off every Friday.
How nice.
Like
Oh.
until before Christmas. So it will be today, which is the 6th, next Friday, which is the 13th, and oh my God, Friday the 13th, and then the 20th.
Oh my! So that's great. So these
Yes.
next 3 Saturdays,
Yes.
if you go to Martha's for lunch and order the special and bring a toy, then she will take your lunch. Only cost $1.50.
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
my! You
yes.
better leave a good
Yes.
tip. That's
Yes,
all I got to
that's
You
what I
say.
know,
was gonna
there's
say.
a lot of children out there that would not have a toy or
And
something.
it means
you
a
know?
lot.
And I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that when I was
Sure.
a little girl, and I remember how happy it made me.
Yeah.
Somebody to give me a little raggedy clown.
You better
know?
believe it. That's why.
So,
That's why I already did my, and I'm going to do more because it's so important.
I mean, you don't
It's
have
about
to
the
buy
children.
$100 toys, you know, just a little something. Just
Two
a
more.
little something.
Okay, our last 2 topics.
So,
Sandy,
thank
you're
you.
going to
another
Thank you for
free-for-all.
letting me say
Sandy,
that.
you take that free for all.
Okay. And the last one is dealing with difficult people.
Uh-oh.
Ta-da!
Number 3.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Why do you feel some people are difficult no matter what the situation?
I want to talk about it.
We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back with our second free-for-all, and we're going to find out why people deal with difficult people.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
We were just old baby.
Yeah.
We were just old baby.
Welcome back to Just Between Us. I'm Susie from
Oh, we're
Volcano.
back.
We're
Hi, I'm
back.
Sandy. I'm from Jackson.
I'm from my own in Jackson. I'm Martha.
We're talking about pregnancies.
Yes, we were. And
I
now we're
have
going to
no
be
excuse.
now we're going to be talking about dealing with difficult people.
Yes.
And it is why.
Why do you feel some people are difficult no matter what the situation? I know I'm difficult because
You
I'm
are not.
Yes, I am. I'm a very
No,
negative person.
you know what? No, when we talk about, let's say, difficult people, it's because they've been allowed to get by with it and people don't put them in their place. And if somebody would turn around and say, you know what, you are totally obnoxious and I don't want to deal with you anymore, you need to stop that attitude. I think if people are told that they are
The truth.
the truth, instead of people saying, don't get them started.
Yeah, people are afraid of confrontations, but sometimes you. Chris, I was.
Then there's you.
No, my favorite thing of what I've done to other people is I was in an elevator, and this woman reeked of cigarette smoke. Well, in Los Angeles, you can't smoke anywhere, you
No.
know,
Right.
especially in a federal. But we were in the federal building, and I turned her, and she had I thought a cigarette in her hand because I could smell
smoke.
the smoke. But she was holding a white pen, and I turned around and says, "You're not allowed to smoke." In the elevator, she says, "I'm not smoking." I says, "Well, you smell like it." And I walked right out. The door opened at that point. I mean, talk about an exit line.
Wow.
And my girlfriends were with me, and they're just melting, melting into the floor.
Oh,
But I held my head. I was going to. If the door didn't open, I probably would have melted. But I mean, fortunately, the door opened right away, and I boogied
Went
out.
the door. It's like,
left your girlfriends behind in
Yeah, I
good
did.
timing.
I
You just did good timing, that's all.
But yes, I mean, sometimes you got it. I'm so tired of obnoxious people in
Yeah.
lines.
I am too.
You know, you just,
I am
you're
too.
standing at stadiums. This is why we never go to concerts anymore or go to baseball or football.
People are crazy out
just
there.
crazy, and they have those loud horns and blaring things. And no one is considerate to other people. And sometimes you just got to tell these people,
Stop.
well, I was going to use another word, but yes.
You know, this is why I like living in a little town,
Oh, yeah.
Because
Cities
people
big
are
cities.
so much, come to me,
And if you have an obnoxious person, everybody is in consensus. Everybody says, yeah, you're right, that person's obnoxious. It's like if you don't like somebody and they're obnoxious, you can be guaranteed three-quarter of the
but
county feels the same way.
sometimes some people, they
They-
are the
often
way
they
they
don't
are.
say
They
anything.
just are the way they are. And
Yeah, you're not gonna change them.
And they being like that their whole life. You can't change them.
It's just like the grouchy old neighbor that used to steal the baseballs because it landed in their yard. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the same.
Come
They
on.
take the principle over to everyday life.
I had a neighbor like that one time. I had 9 children, and they were very well behaved, I might say. My children were always very
I used to always go out and get
because
the ball and bring it back.
they
to 'em.
knew that
Yeah.
if they did something wrong, that was a price to pay.
Oh, you bet.
This is just like in life. I
Yeah.
always teach my children that, if you do something wrong, there's a price to pay. And if I make you pay the price and punish you this way, imagine what somebody else is going to do to you.
Yeah.
They hated me.
No,
No,
they
no,
didn't hate
no,
you, dear.
No, it's
You have to
But
learn.
a lot of, a lot
have
of
to learn your
parents don't
limits.
know how to be that way with their
a lot
children.
of parents don't know how to parent.
They want to be friends.
Yeah.
And my son-in-law and my daughter, their motto to the kids are, I am your friend, but I'm your mother and father first. I'm your parent
And
first.
this is how I
And that's the way it
become
has to
big
be.
with some children being so obnoxious sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
would, yeah.
parents have never teach them to have, it all comes from home.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It all starts at home.
Well,
and they learn to be obnoxious and to, not shut up and not listen to other people's
people come from-
opinions,
yeah, if people comes from a home with my way or the highway
Right.
attitude, they take it. The kids will take it over into their lifestyle,
And
because
it hurts them.
It does, and sometimes it's good.
There's some
I'm
ways-
not saying sometimes
right,
being
some-
difficult. You
You learn to protect yourself to
yeah,
a certain way.
Certain way. Sometimes being difficult, holding to your principle, being
Right.
difficult.
Well, the thing is
different
that,
than being.
see, you're the type of person, though, it's right there. You'll let them have it. You'll blast them.
I didn't used to be.
Martha and I are like this. We take. But when we get mad, look out. That's the time you got to run.
Yeah, I used to let it run, but once you get stepped on one too many times.
Oh, you better
Right.
believe it.
Right.
Or after 30 years on the department, I finally started opening my mouth. What are they going to do to me? But I mean, that was but when you first start when you're working, you had to keep your mouth shut.
But don't you think that even when you go in stores now, Sandy, when you go in, before you used to deal with people that they were the cream of the crop. You would deal, and now you get the cream of the crap sometimes.
Well, yeah.
And you wonder what the hell's going on.
It's like you go into a department store. I remember as a kid going into a clothing store, and the salespeople were there. They were willing to help you, saying, "No, dear, that doesn't look quite right. Well, I think I might have something better for you."
Yes.
Now you can't find a salesperson.
No.
They're at the cash register.
You want this or not? That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and your rear end looks that wide, so
Yeah.
just take it in every color we got and go.
Yeah.
But there's
it's-
difficult people everywhere you go. It's just learning to deal with these people. That's all.
Yeah.
It's with me, because I'm in the business, I had to learn to deal
Yeah,
with all
it's-
these people and to work
Yeah.
with
Well,
them.
you
and
put a sign on, no shirt, no shoes, no service, no difficult people, no.
yeah.
People that are obnoxious do not enter.
Yeah,
Oh no, I have no problem telling somebody if they are obnoxious or saying bad words
Yeah,
or
please
too
stop.
loud.
Please
and there's
stop.
families that
Yeah.
to ask me
That-
to please,
that bothers me.
I go and I talk to the people and I talk.
What about people with difficult children? I mean, in a restaurant. I mean, do you go up to them and say if the kid is being really
No, what I
distracting?
do is I bring things to them to play with, like a little toy or some crackers, or I talk to the kids like, do you want to go in the back? I got something for you back there.
the soup pot?
Yeah. Okay, we got to go on, unfortunately. And Sandy, you're going to do the next free for all. Now, we talked about the stress during the holidays and stuff. Martha, you're like I am. I like to get him in the back room and give him the Dutch rub. And,
Well, that's
I
why
love
God
children.
invented duct tape.
Yeah, really. And
This
you
is
want
why I
to
have no children.
and you want to talk about the funny part of the
Yes.
holidays, the fun
Okay,
part,
the fun parts. Everybody has,
a funny Christmas
the
story.
ones that you can laugh at years later, Christmas things.
Oh, yes.
I have a couple of them. But the best one was my mother, like I said, decorated her house. And that Christmas was her favorite holiday. Okay. And I'm not kidding you, the decorations stayed up to Easter. Anyway, I'm not kidding about this. Anyhow, the house was decorated.
I know
and
somebody like that.
my mom would do elaborate things, and people would drive by the house and take pictures of our house. This is how
Wow.
elaborate my mother would decorate. I mean, she would make these fantastic Santas out in front, huge
How
life
cute.
forms Santas and stuff. Well, one day I come home from school, and I walk into the house, and there's Santa. We had a fake fireplace, like here. And right above there was Santa hanging from a hole in the ceiling,
Oh,
No.
like he missed the fireplace.
oh.
And I looked at her. She's just sitting there. I go, you didn't go up in the attic and knock a hole in the ceiling because you wanted to hang Santa, did you? And she just keeps on smiling, and I'm going, oh, God, she's lost it. I'm thinking I'm going to have to commit
my God,
her.
that's
take
funny.
care.
That's
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
She had no medical insurance. I'm going, oh, God, this is going to cost a fortune. No, and what it was is we had the house was lath and plaster. This is how it was built in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
She had gone up in there to get some Christmas decorations, and her foot went through the. Not only did she had to get herself extracted from the ceiling,
she was very creative.
she fell through the ceiling.
So she thought, if it works for me,
It works for
I can
Santa.
put Santa
Yeah,
there.
so that's how it was for the whole holidays with Santa till she
Oh,
plastered
now
over.
that's
But-
funny.
That's
But
crazy.
I really seriously thought she did, because my mom was known for doing
Very
some,
creative. I have a sister.
Creative?
You go. Well, there's a hole in the ceiling. Okay, well, what happened?
No, but I just wanna know
Santa
what-
Claus came through there.
That's funny.
You have to make it. You have to be
Make it fun.
creative. Yes.
Yeah.
When we were little kids, we never knew what a Christmas tree
Right.
really was. What we did is we would go and we would pick up, any branch or anything and
Bring it back and
bring
decorate.
it back and decorate and make our own decorations. That's why I feel that I was so fortunate to be a child that way,
Yeah.
because now that I'm older, every little thing I appreciate,
You bet.
And I love every little thing that I get, and I also get creative in doing things to do the best that you can with what you have. Like Christmas is crazy. Everybody's got to give somebody something and this or that.
No more.
It's like
more.
just cook a beautiful meal.
Make some cookies and do something from the heart and bring it to your
right.
neighbor. That's what
it-
I've been
it's
doing.
like
but
I'll buy them and wrap
But
them.
now children
Just
are
because it says
expecting-
Oreo on there doesn't mean anything.
Well, I think what happens, our kids, our own children, have learned to give to their children big gifts. Like
Xbox.
the Xbox, the Wii, all the telephones that are like $500. Oh my God! I could not even.
I didn't know
thank
what half that
God.
thing was. I went to the store with my grandson. He goes, Noni, I want a Wii. I said, all right, go in the bathroom over there. I didn't know what the hell a Wii was.
I remember when I was a kid, and I'm always a
Yeah.
big doll fanatic.
Yeah.
I prefer cap guns, because I've always been a tomboy.
Mm-hmm.
I think because Dad wanted a boy. But nevertheless, I did want a Betsy Wetsy doll.
Oh.
I had
asked
one.
for a Betsy Wetsy. I got a knockoff. It wasn't a real Betsy Wetsy doll. And from that day forward, I never asked for another gift.
Do you know that my
never
mother,
again.
my first baby doll, now this is very rare. My first baby doll, now I'm 67 years old, was a little black doll.
Oh.
My mother found a little black doll. It was the cutest thing, but it was black, and all of
Do
her
you
friends-
still have that?
I wish I did.
Because it probably was Topsy. And Topsy was from the Our Gang comedies.
No, I
Because
don't
I know
think-
there was a doll that came out with.
No, this was just a regular baby
Little
doll,
doll,
and
okay.
it was black.
It's
and
funny because when I was a little girl, down in Tijuana, we would go in line. We would stand in line at the horse races, and because the American people would come and they would bring food and they would bring toys for the kids.
Sure.
Well, to the older kids, I must have been about 10 or 11. To the older kids, that were giving them a bag of food, and to the younger kids, that were giving them a little clown like this, like a little raggedy. Well, when I got to the line, I was looking at all. They had a big bundle of raggedy clowns. And when I got to the end and it was my turn, they gave me food. And I just went like,
Oh, sad.
and the guy that gave me the food saw me, that I was like, and I kept staring at all the little,
Did he finally give you one?
Yes.
See?
Yes.
See, Virginia,
it
there
the
is a Santa
best
Claus.
memory of my life.
We got to
you
take a
know?
short break. We're going to come back and hit you up with our hot topic. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
at
no,
that
that's okay.
time, but
That's okay.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
Okie dokie. You ready?
Ready.
Are you ready for the big storm this weekend?
Oh, my
Well,
God.
I was so-
am.
Matter of fact, I go on the Weather Underground website to see what weather is in different locations and stuff like that, and it showed the little snowflakes for Pine Grove or Jackson. And I'm going, okay. So driving in, I had the regular the news on, and they brought in the weather guy from Channel 3 on, and he says that starting around between 3 and 5 o'clock this afternoon, stand by, and worse from 5 on. And it was going to the snowflakes. It was going to 3 to 5 inches, down to 1,000, maybe to 500 feet.
500, right.
And so I made some phone calls to let people know you better get home.
Bring
Because
your
my
animals
driveway's-
in,
You see
please.
my driveway? It's
Yeah.
like this.
Please bring your pets in. Even if you put them in the garage, put a blanket down, take care of your animals.
Like I have 3 feral cats. They're semi-ferals, and I winterize. They like to sleep underneath my chaise lounge, which is now theirs.
Sure.
And so I winterized it. I wrapped it up so I
they'll
even
stay
put
nice
I
and
even
warm.
put a little small dog igloo there in case they need to go in with blankets in there. So
How
they
cute.
so they're protected. We have to drain all our pipes again.
Yeah.
Because we watered yesterday because we
Mine have-
haven't had any rain.
Mine's been turned off, but I'm knock on wood. I'm praying that.
Yeah, I turned off my drip system.
Yeah.
I rewrapped. I already have all my pipes wrapped and
Yeah.
insulated, and I went and I still covered them with towels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you
done
know,
that.
It's
Yeah.
like I don't.
It was
because-
17 this morning when I hit down here on the
Because
thermometer.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
were at
have-
29 last night. That was.
I don't have anything to rewrap them.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday I just said, you know what? I'm just going to take some towels because I have to go
that,
to work.
That and a
you
lot
know?
of people use newspaper with duct tape, and that works too.
Oh, really?
Newspaper actually are very
is
good
very,
insulation.
very good. It's very good insulation.
I didn't know.
And you can buy insulation down at all the big.
So
the
when
big
it's supposed
stores.
to snow?
This
Tonight?
This afternoon.
It's
afternoon.
supposed to start this
Yikes.
afternoon. Yeah. So
darn it.
yeah, I let my neighbor
But
know.
it's so beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
It's
and we
so
need it.
And my
beautiful.
my dogs love to play in the snow.
Oh no, not mine.
But how do you prepare, like, older people, that cannot drive down
Just-
to the hill?
just have somebody get
maybe
food.
we could each other just
Call a neighbor and ask
call
them.
a
If you have
neighbor
an
and
elderly
see,
neighbor,
That's
call
what I
to make
do.
sure they have enough food.
and
I'm
that
the
they are
elderly
warm.
neighbor.
Yeah, unfortunately, if I lose power, I lose everything because I
Yeah.
don't even have a fireplace. Now, my mother-in-law's house up the thing, they got the generator. Do I have it? No. But nevertheless, prepare to make sure you have enough
I
blankets.
have my wood stove going. I have a wood on the porch. I'm gonna put some more wood on the porch. If you have a generator, make sure you've got
Make sure
gas.
you get new batteries for
Batteries,
those lights,
or
the lamps.
coil. Get your matches and
I
your
don't like the
little-
oil ones. That's too dangerous. I'm too clumsy sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
you know.
the best thing is flashlights.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
the thing. The
Or
thing to remember,
lanterns,
the
the
lanterns.
ones with the-
The best thing to remember is this: it's that it's only temporary and it's going to go away. And if you can make it through with no busted pipes, You got it made in the
Oh,
shade.
God,
We were
yes.
without, a couple of years ago, we were without power for 9 days.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
much further
my
up than we
God.
are.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
and matter of fact, it was Thanksgiving, and we had the turkey in the fridge, the whole big thing, and we lost the power. So a bunch of us neighbors, we suited up in our snow gear, and we took off. We went down to thank God for the rancheria, and we had Thanksgiving with a bunch of people, and it was one of the nicest Thanksgiving, except for
Isn't
this
that
last
something?
one. Sandy had
Do you
Thanksgiving
know all
with me.
the best?
It was wonderful.
We
Oh,
had
wonderful.
John made the best turkey.
Yeah.
God, it was moist.
You know, that's what happened to me this year. And somebody told me to cook the turkey upside down first.
You
and
could do
then,
that?
And then it came out so juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
What we did is we cooked ours, and when it was done, John took it and put it in a big plastic bag, and then put it in a cooler and put the top on it.
Really?
And the cooler gets nice and warm and steamy, and it makes the meat very, very
Oh,
moist.
see, everybody's got different ways.
There's all different kinds of ways.
I
you know.
actually saw a recipe for turkey where you actually coat the whole turkey with, I mean, like a whole jar of mayonnaise. And you wrap,
What?
yeah,
Mayonnaise-
wrap it
mayonnaise, butter, or oil?
and then you wrap it in foil. And you cook it that way, and then at the last whatever to brown the skin, then you pull everything off.
The one I have never tasted
But-
is deep fried turkey.
It's
a
good.
really,
It's good,
I have
but it's
never
dangerous.
tasted-
It's very dangerous. What is it in New York State or something? They had 20-some accidents of people who deep fry their turkey.
Yeah.
I mean, they rate them
Yeah.
by states now.
Yeah.
The most dangerous states to
Wow.
go to deep fry a turkey.
Well, I've heard people doing it in their house, and it's like, where's your brains?
Yeah.
First of all, you're supposed to put your turkey in the thing, fill it up with water to where the line is, take it out. Then when you get ready to cook, you've got the line. That's where your oil goes, and then you lower your turkey in there. But you got to do it outside.
And also remember, don't put a frozen turkey into a
uh,
fire
hello.
because it doesn't. Oh, it goes.
You got a big problem. We got to take a short break. We'll be back to wrap it up for you. That was a cute story about your
Just
mother.
Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
It's so cute.
Welcome back. And I guess, I don't know what the hell to tell you people out there. Give us a call at 223-4877, or you can fax us at 223-4866, or you can email us at bookme@tspntv.com. You're a very sick woman. You drive me nuts. That's why I love you, but you drive me nuts. This one here. Are we going to do the hot topic? Go home. The hot topic is over. You need to get away from people.
I'm not awake yet.
The thing is, she's driving.
You drove twice today. What's the matter with you? Are we going to do the hot topic?
Yeah,
The
really.
show's done, and so are you. You're
That
done.
Bailey's was good.
You guys have got to
Yeah,
do the...
some more Bailey.
No. You guys have to learn to do the... If I got to do it sober, you're doing it sober. You don't even know what show you're on, for God's sakes.
Where am I? What a wonderful day.
Do me a
Thank you.
favor. Go to Jose's today, please. Bring a toy, and just ignore her. But go to Jose's, bring a toy. Your lunch will be $1.50, and it's a wonderful cause. And please have pity on me and Sandra and the rest of us. Go home. You don't belong in public. You don't know what
Not
you're doing.
today, not today.
You don't know what you're doing.
It's wonderful.
Are you
I
near
love it.
sharp objects today?
For my grandkids, a besito.
Oh, yeah, they're the only ones that are going to
Besito.
deal with you.
They're the only ones that put up with
That
me.
is your grandmother. Trust me, kids.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Be
See
safe.
you next week, next Friday.
Be safe, and please, plants, pets, pipes, and whatever.